What is happening, everybody? I am here with another edition of Anthony's Takes, and this is my spoiler-filled Logan review. So, if you have not seen the movie, and you don't want the story spoiled for you in any way, do not watch this. I did post, I went live on YouTube right after I came out of the movie theater. Go watch that one. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch that one. I don't spoil anything. You can watch my review. Even though the video, there's a limit when you go live on YouTube, only 10 minutes you can go. So I was kind of rambling on a little bit than I would have, but yeah. Let's get into it. That Deadpool scene that was, had nothing to do with the Logan story, but it reminded me of how Disney and Pixar, they always put like a little Disney short or animated short right before the movie starts. This is exactly how it was, but it was, pretty good. It was pretty much teasing that there will be a Deadpool 2. It's not, there's no clear-cut evidence of whether or not this little scene is going to be in the movie. It was probably just like an announcement that it's happening, because they haven't even really casted Cable yet. I've heard rumors of, Russell Crowe, Pierce Brosnan. Nothing was set in stone yet. They haven't making a choice as of yet to play Cable. So, but getting into Logan, man, those first fucking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it just set the tone for the rest of the movie. You knew where you were gonna expect off of the, whenever he was parked on the side of the road, and his, he's sleeping, and then the cello start fucking, taking his tires. Didn't realize he was sleeping on the inside. He comes out just fucking like, you can tell his powers are wearing off right then and there, because a younger Logan would have, just demolished all of them in a snap of a finger, but he kind of struggled with those guys. So I love that whole scene. I really like the way they kept it a mystery, from how you do not know how the mutants died. In the trailer you see all the mutants are dead, but how? What happened? What transpired in between that little snippet of the future that we saw in Days of Future Past and the timeline that is now for Logan? And you hear something over the radio talking about Westchester, which is, where Xavier's school was, and the same anomaly that happened in the casino where everything is just shaking. And it's because of Xavier's unstable powers. And so basically he probably had one of those seizures and killed everybody. And killed all the mutants that were there, except for Logan, because Logan would be able to withstand that amount of power. And still he would be the only one. Of course he would be the only one able to take care of Xavier and feed him his meds to suppress his seizures, and basically be his caretaker. And going into the movie, there were a couple of theories online saying that Xavier has been long dead, but he's just living in the mind of Logan. Thank God that wasn't true. Xavier really was alive, but just barely alive. And I love the chemistry and the dynamic in between Logan and Xavier, how they're just constantly like a married couple bitching at each other, because that's, they're around each other all the time. So they're just, Xavier telling him, oh, why don't you just kill me, this and that, just get it over with. And he, in the first 5 minutes, I was like, oh shit, does he have Alzheimer's? Because he kept like asking him who he was and where he was and everything like that. But I guess that was, good thing that didn't go on for the rest of the movie, X-23, aka Laura. They call her Lara. I think that's her name in the comic. I'm not sure. But I really liked how, you know, there were kids being farmed and raised in the lab. There hasn't been a mutant that was born in the last 10 years. So Xavier all of a sudden starts communicating with this little girl and happened to make a few appearances earlier in the movie, but with this Hispanic lady, so this Mexican lady. And basically you come to find out that it was the nurse from the lab that took all the kids and let them escape, freed them, but then she took special care of Laura, the little girl, and treated her as if she was her daughter, you know, and, you know, was basically like a mother figure to her. She ends up getting killed because they actually find out that, because they were on the run the whole time. You knew she was gonna, you know, have to die, and then Logan takes care of pretty much getting her from the border all the way to North Dakota. And North Dakota is supposedly a safe haven for mutants. But I really like how in the trailer everybody was like, "Oh, why are there the X-Men comics in the movie? Well, how is that?" You know, but they used it very well to explain. It was basically something that was based on true events supposedly, but you know, Logan looked at it as bullshit. Only half of it happened, and it didn't happen like this, you know, because he lived it, so he knows. But there was the place is called Eden, where the mutants are hiding, and it's in the comic. So Logan has a misconception that the lady was basically getting her news from the comic book and looking at the coordinates in the comic book of, oh, that's where you gotta take Laura. But he totally doesn't believe it because of it came from out of a comic book, and that nurse has been feeding that into Laura's head. And I really like that, how they played the comic book into that part of the plot. I really can't stand when people are saying, oh, who's going to be the next Wolverine? Who should be casted to play the next Wolverine? Hollywood, stop. Don't fucking do it. Just stop. I mean, if you're going to do it at least 10 to 20 years from now. If you're going to reboot the entire X-Men franchise, just do it, you know. Because Wolverine is something special to where, like, okay, in our lifetime, we've had 5 Batman, 3 Spider-Man already, 3 different Superman, and, you know, for there to be one Wolverine and one Logan, you know, you just can't replace them. I mean, you can say all you want that he was a bad choice when he first got cast, that he was too tall, he wasn't bulky enough, but then, you know, as the movie's gone on, his training regimens to get ready to play the role got a whole lot better, you know. You compare his picks from X-Men Part 1 in 2000 all the way down to, you know, the Wolverine that came out when he was in Tokyo. It was really big difference, you know, and so yeah, man, it's really sad to see him. You know, he's got to do a lot more. Hugh Jackman, he's ready to move on to do more things in different movies and not just constantly every 2 years having to go to the gym and bulk up and get on those workouts, because it takes a toll on your body to constantly have to go through bulks and cuts, and, you know, especially for a movie role, you know, like whenever there's a shirtless scene, they pretty much dehydrate themselves and don't drink any water, just so, you know, their cuts come out even more through their body, so for the camera, you know. And so you're working a scene where you're physical, fast-paced, and you're dehydrated at the same time that you're doing that's crazy. But hey, that's why they make millions of dollars, right? You know, it was a perfect ending for them to not recast. Him dying the way he did, you know, it was really needed. He needed to die. They needed to, you know, just put the nail on the stone, and the way he died, it could have been done better. It could have been, I would have wanted it by a better villain. I would have liked them to see Liv Schreiber come and do Sabretooth one more time, and him be the one that actually kills him. But it ends up being a clone of Logan himself. I think they kind of took the easy way out. Or they should have introduced somebody new. Totally, they should have totally like did that, but then totally keep it a secret. Don't let it get out that he's been casted in the movie. Don't let it get out that he was on set, you know, filming those scenes. But it's hard nowadays to actually keep anything a secret while you're making a movie. But or you know, there was rumors while they were making it. Oh, Mr. Sinister will be in this movie as the villain, but we didn't see that. No hints of him, you know, anything like that. Nothing of the SX Corp was, you know, said. The corporation that actually was responsible for making these clones, I can't really remember. It was a tearjerker. Not only when Logan died, but also when Xavier died. Also died by the hand of the clone of Logan. And I've only seen it once, but just going off of memory, it seems as if when Xavier dies, he thinks that that's actually Logan that kills him. And I hope that's not the case. I can't remember whether or not if the real Logan comes and, you know, carries him. I can't really remember. And then he dies afterwards. But, you know, it was really sad to see him die that way, where he was, you know, basically lying in bed and said, "This is the best night I've ever had in a really long time," you know, having a dinner with that family. And then that clone just fucking comes in, kills the whole family, kills Xavier, and then, you know, makes Logan, you know, go berserk and take that serum to temporarily boost his, you know, powers. In that forest scene, man, that was the perfect third act of, you know, his final hoorah of just running through the forest and just taking heads off and heads and limbs and just flying everywhere. And then when he finally, you know, bites it, you know, gets pushed into that tree branch and just, man, talk about sad, huh? I mean, you grow up with these characters and you get old with these characters, and then all of a sudden they're just gone like that. But yeah, it was definitely sad to see it happen that way. And then it was perfect when they actually bury him, X-23 and the kids. They bury him and they basically, you know, there's a cross, and then as she's the last one at his grave, she picks it up, puts it on its side, and it makes an X. So, very fitting ending. I loved it. Definitely boosts, you know, thanks to the success of Deadpool being rated R, it definitely opens the doors for more movies to be rated R in the future. Whether or not 20th Century Fox wants to do that with the First Class roster of mutants and X-Men still remains to be seen. May or may not. We'll see what happens with Supernova, or Nova, whatever it's going to be called. Yeah, so it's the end of an era from 2000 to 2017. Hugh Jackman, thank you for, you know, giving us, you know, one of the all-time favorite characters on screen and staying committed to it. You know, nowadays you got actors, you know, pulling in and out of superhero roles. But this guy, he stuck around for almost 18 years, 17 years, you know, and I believe that's, what, 9 movies? 8 or 9 movies that he's been in, including cameos, you know, in Apocalypse and, what was it, First Class, I believe. If you guys saw the movie, what did you guys think of it? Did you shed a tear at the end? It was quite emotional for me. I didn't shed a tear, but like I felt it right here. Definitely. The one negative side is that I can't take my son to these rated R superhero movies as much as I want to. I was planning on doing it, but then I read this article like, oh, definitely leave the kids at home, even though he has seen probably a couple rated R action movies here and there. But you know, shame on me for letting that happen. But yeah, this it's good for the adult in me, these rated R movies, but it's bad for father-son bonding at the movie theater. Definitely gotta leave. He didn't get to see Logan. I still haven't let him see Deadpool, and because of Deadpool, like, he's seen blood in movies before, but it's just the sex scenes and the fact that his girlfriend is a stripper, so they're constantly in a strip club, you know, just titties everywhere and everything. So it's hard for me to let him see Deadpool. You know, he wants a Deadpool action figure. He needs one for his collection. I have yet to find one because they're so hard to find and so in high demand. You go on eBay and they're like $40, even though in the stores they're like 20 or 15. So let me know what you guys thought of the movie. Comment down below, like and share this video with your friends who have also seen the movie. Don't spoil it up for anybody. Don't be a fucking dick, alright? But yeah, Logan, definitely 2 thumbs way up. 5. Oh, hell yes!